Hey, girlfriend, are you ready for a new ism based on love and friendship? Welcome to Girlfriendism. Our Girlfriendism family is on a mission to connect 1 million girlfriends across the globe by 2030. Let's do this. Welcome, girlfriends. It's your girlfriend, Dr. K, and today we're going to be talking about the art of being a girlfriend. What is a girlfriend? And why do we say girlfriendism or girlfriend instead of friendship or sisterhood? Well, we're going to dive into all of that and more in this episode. But before we do, for those who may not know me, I'm your girlfriend, Dr. K. I'm the founder and CEO of Girlfriendism, and I wear many hats in my life. I hold a PhD in advanced studies in human behavior. I'm a professional dancer, and I'm also a culturally specific advocate for survivors of sexual and domestic violence, as well as a mental health practitioner and a serial entrepreneur. But here in this girlfriendism space, I come first as your girlfriend. I bring all of my expertise with me, yes, but I lead with the human part of myself, the part that believes deeply in friendship, connection, belonging, and rewriting the ways that we show up for each other. So let's talk about friendship, sisterhood, and girlfriends. And let's start first by defining friendship. So friendship is often defined as a relationship of mutual affection, trust, and support between people. It's voluntary, it's flexible, and it can bring so much joy into our lives. But the truth is, many friendships fade. So studies show that nearly half of adult friendships fade within 7 years. And yet, girlfriendism was born out of a movement that has lasted for over a decade, with girlfriends who have walked with us from the very beginning. That tells us something powerful. When connection is rooted in something deeper, it can endure. Now, here's where the challenge comes in. While friendships are essential, they often lack what we truly need to sustain us, especially as women of color. They often lack longevity and cultural responsibility. And why does cultural responsibility matter? Well, because culture shapes our sense of collectivism, how we show up for each other, how we support each other, and how we respond as a community. And so girlfriendism is about redefining the culture of friendship relationships between women. But it's not just about the culture. Too often, friendships also lack empathy, kindness, and humanity that's required to carry us through a lifetime. And those qualities, empathy, kindness, and humanity, are not optional. They are core pillars of girlfriendism. So now let's talk about sisterhood. Sisterhood is usually understood as solidarity, loyalty, and deep mutual support among women. It shows up in powerful spaces, in women's rights movements, in activism, in sororities, in church groups, and in family bonds. But here's the truth. Not every woman feels safe in the spaces that call themselves sisterhood. Sometimes our actual sisters, the ones in our families, aren't the ones who make us feel understood or supported. In Black families, especially, sisterhood can be beautiful, but also complicated. So, our sisters are not always people that we choose, they're the people that we're given. And not every woman finds safety or empowerment in that dynamic. And in other cases, sisterhood is tied to exclusivity. Maybe you're part of a sorority, an organization, or a club. And while that can create strong bonds, it can also create walls, making some women feel like they don't belong if they don't meet the conditions of entry. So while sisterhood has power, it also has its limits. It doesn't always reflect freedom, inclusivity, or emotional and psychological safety. And so this is where girlfriendism steps in. Girlfriendism lives in the middle space between friendship and sisterhood. And when what you need doesn't fit neatly into the box that you've been given, what do? You step outside of the box and you create your own reality. That's exactly what we've done with girlfriendism. So What is girlfriendism? Well, we're chosen connection. We understand that not all women may be ready for this journey. And sometimes that woman may even be us. That's cool. But for those of us who choose this journey, we choose to trust women. We choose to believe women. We choose to be kind to women. We choose to have compassion for women. And therefore, we choose to be girlfriends. We choose to be that safe landing space for each other, allowing girlfriends in our circle as we also allow them into ours. That's the empowerment that comes with girlfriendism, because an empowered connection begins with choice. Now, there's also the intentional connection. This is deeply spiritual. When we understand that in the universe, we are all connected, we stop seeing ourselves as us and them. Instead, we recognize that our growth as individuals is tied to our growth as a global community. Girlfriendism calls us to deepen our connection with self so we can also deepen our connection with others. So together we hold each other accountable for how we show up in the world and how we support women in the world. And then there's the liberating connection. Girlfriendism is a movement of expression, a movement of freedom. It's about creativity. It's about entrepreneurship. It's about advocacy. It's about humanity. It's about women stepping boldly into who they are and amplifying their voices without apology. And at its core, girlfriendism is about liberation, the freedom to live fully, to love deeply, and to connect intentionally. So girlfriendism can be an adjective, but it's also a noun, and it's definitely a verb. That's why we call this the art of being a girlfriend, because it's more than a word, it's a way of being. In this episode, we've talked about the art of being a girlfriend, why we say girlfriendism instead of sisterhood, and why we also say girlfriends instead of friendship. So, girlfriendism reclaims and redefines connection. It invites us to imagine a new way of showing up for each other, not just as friends, not just as sisters, but as girlfriends who are committed to growing, thriving, and living intentionally together in soul, body, and mind. So when we say girlfriendism, we're not just talking about a nickname for friendship. We're talking about an entire lifestyle. It's a culture, it's a movement, and it's liberation. And that, girlfriends, is the art of being a girlfriend. So that's it for this episode, but we'll be back with more. And of course, I cannot end this without inviting you to join our Girlfriendism tribe. Be a part of this liberation movement. Be a part of this new culture of women supporting each other, and be a part of our Girlfriendism global movement. Check out our website at www.girlfriendism.com and learn more about how you can be engaged with us with our different levels of membership as we create this global community that we all so deserve. And before you come off this video, remember to go press like and follow for our YouTube channel, and be sure to share it with whom? A girlfriend. It's your girlfriend, Dr. K. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye, girlfriend. That's all for now, girlfriends. Let's stay connected and subscribe for more at www.girlfriendism.com. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram.